Hi lovelies, and welcome to the Witch's Cookery. The song of the birds has returned, the skies are blue, and the first warm and sunny days carry the scent of spring flowers in the air. The season of renewal, growth and rebirth is back. So I would like to give you some ideas and inspiration for magic spells for springtime. Easy spring magic that you can use to revive your home, heart, life and witchcraft practice. I personally practice a lot with nature and with the prevalent natural energies of the seasons and holidays on the wheel of the year. And the best way to sense them and observe these changes that Mother Nature is going through and that we naturally go through with her is to take a stroll outside and see what is happening around us. After all those cloudy and grey winter days, it is such a treat to walk on a sunlit path, feel the warmth on your face, spot colorful patches in the regrowing grass, and inhale the clean, fresh air. I always get excited when I discover a secret spot for a batch of spring herbs along the way, but if you live in a city, you might enjoy taking a walk in a local botanical garden, park, university herb parterre, or a neighborhood community plot. You can just feel it in your bones. New things are emerging, old things are being reborn, and there's a sense of lightness, joy, and energy lingering in the air. Not surprising that these are big topics too when we speak about spring magic. A whole season starts with Ostara, the spring equinox, and can stretch all the way to Litha, depending on your geographical location. When observing the renewal and rebirth in nature, we can translate this to our personal lives and of course our witchcraft practice and think of topics like rekindling old friendships or relationships, reaching out to people you haven't spoken to in a while, re-find and experiment with old passions, and if you're a crafty witch, maybe do some fun upcycling projects around the house. Nature teaches us that life happens in cycles. There is no fixed beginning or end. You always have the chance to redo things, try again, pick up where you have left. And personally, I always find this thought very comforting. And with the idea of rebirth, the common symbolism in spring is of course the egg. Eggs are used widely in folk magic practices all around the globe, a lot of times for fertility, cleansing and renewal. In spring spells they can be used in all sorts of forms, as a symbolic object, in seasonal cottage witch decor and blessing charms, in traditional kitchen witchery, and I'm sure every green witch knows what to do with all the shells to make their herb garden fertile. Of course, we don't have to take the symbolism and term of fertility too narrow. Spring spell work with or without eggs can also be directed at growing and nourishing new ideas, creating inspiration, starting new projects and beginnings, or new endeavors. So this is an ideal time of the year to direct those wonderful natural energies to your private or work life too. Fuel them with fertile thoughts and lay the first stone. And speaking of new projects and endeavors, with the return of the light and sun, a lot of people will also feel their energy returning with a powerful urge to do something, get out, get started. But before we start with the new, I like to get rid of the old and start with a clean slate. So this is also the time to organize, reassess and part ways. Or in other words, do a big spring cleaning and cleansing, both mundane and magically. in your house, your life, and in your mind. This might mean saying goodbye to toxic traits, unproductive behaviors, undesirable people in your life, getting out the trash bags, sorting out your bills, unsubscribing from all the emails, newsletters that clutter your inbox, sorting out clothing you haven't worn in ages, cleaning out pantry, redecorating your altar space, dispose of herbs that are going bad, donate or gift away unloved equipment that is just gathering dust, use up those herb cleansing bundles from last year to get the winter staleness out, and so on. I always feel that new endeavors go much better if I prepare for them and find a way to organize everything so it then can run like a well-oiled machine. Personally, at the moment, for me that means smoothing out processes around the house for when little one arrives to make my life easier. For you, that might mean sitting down and having a look at your life. What could do with a little progress or overhaul? What is standing in the way of your fertile endeavors, and how can you either sort it out or rid yourself of it? So a bit of meditation on that, some shadow work on behaviors or beliefs that are holding you back, and then spring spells around banishing, parting, cleansing, or cutting ties might be just what you need to make this an abundant year. And once we have all that winter stuffiness banned from our home and hearts, we can bring in the new. Now we have done magic spells on growth and fertility, cleansed and made space, so it is time to plant the seed, so to say. If you are a green witch, you can take this quite literally and try your hand at seedling spells. Planting plants together with intentions and wishes and nurturing them. One lovely lady, Tina, in my Patreon-only Facebook group had a wonderful idea that I have to share with you here too. For Astara, she planted little seedlings named after people she has difficult relationships with. That way she can spend time improving her vibe about them in between visits. Personally, I love to think of attributes that I want to grow or develop and plant them on a little piece of paper together with the plants. Spring is also the time to start your own green witch herb garden, and you don't need a cottage and an entire plot of land for this, because this works equally well on a small windowsill or tiny city balcony. Another fun witchy spring activity is to plant some microgreens. Plus, it needs even less space as you can do it in a jar or little bowl. Super easy, healthy and magical if you pack your spell work into those. I chose to plant some colorful flowers this year just because I was in a mood for cheery, bright happiness in my home, as I have been feeling somewhat poorly these past weeks, and I think the world could do with some more color. And speaking of bright, new, happy energy in your home and soul, spring is the time for that sort of magic too. As a cottage witch, bursting at the seams with a spring cleansing energy, I did take this quite literal and mundane too, and reorganized and updated my magical altar spaces and cottage witch trinkets in my home according to the season and those intended vibes. To let the energy flow in your house again, I personally like to open all windows, let the fresh air and light in, declutter surfaces and update decor, and for my winter begone charms, I prefer a lot of fresh flowers everywhere, loud happy music while I do my magic cleaning and cleansing, and pastel colors and things found in nature replace the sea of candles I usually have over the colder month. I believe that your space is an extension of your own energy, and in return also influences your energy on how you feel and act. So it is very important to be very intentional with your personal surroundings. They affect you much more than you might think. This starts at observing how clutter can affect your productivity or happiness, color magic that works on your moods, using charms to implement certain energies, and being mindful who you let in your personal space by inviting people that bring joy in and not allowing others that bring negativity into your home. But also apart from home life and cottage witchery, spring is the season to focus on spells and rituals that bring you that energy and happiness. You can focus on self-care and rebalancing spells and activities. Utilize the amazing weather to soak up happy sun rays and boost your mental health by engaging or finding things and activities that bring you joy. And of course, you didn't think I would forget kitchen witchery of the season. Now is the time for the first spring herbs. And it doesn't matter if you have wild foraged them yourself or maybe found them at the market, but this is a wonderful way to reconnect with nature. Consuming fresh produce always makes me feel so grateful for what nature is providing for us, now that life is back from the winter rest. The simplest thing can turn into the most delicious little moment of self-care and gratitude this way. I love to pick one herb and then really dive into it. Lore, history, uses, recipes, experimenting with it, reading all about it, and of course finding my secret spots out in the wild where it grows. Right now it is wild garlic time, so I enjoy getting to know its grounding energies and sharp, fresh taste. Also, side note, it tastes amazing in homemade butter, and if you never made butter at home or over whipped your cream, I'm telling you, do it right now. It is such an easy thing to do, and if you are not a freak like me and use a super slow method of shaking it in a jar, but take a mixer, you will be done in under 5 minutes. Made magical and delicious with spring herbs like dandelion green, chickweed or nettle, and infused with happy intention. This can be an entire ritual by itself, or a quick spell for instant happiness if you are a foodie and kitchen witch like me. Now spread it on some freshly baked rolls and you have the epitome of spring in your mouth. So wonderful, fresh and delicious. And I don't think I have to repeat myself yet again that mindful eating in itself can be very powerful magic. A super hands-on way to engage in seasonal energies with another one of your senses, something that you probably cannot get out of your spring walk. Alright, lovelies, I hope you are having a magical springtime. Do you have favorite seasonal magic spring spells that you like to do this time of year? Let us know in the comments down below, and I wish you the most magical day. See you soon!